In this video, I'm going to show you how you can automatically invest into the S&P 500 on Trading 212. Now, if you haven't already signed up for Trading 212, you can get a free fractional share worth up to £100 if you sign up using the link in my description box down below. Alternatively, if you've signed up to Trading 212 in the past 10 days but haven't received a free share, all you have to do is click the 3 horizontal line menu over here, scroll all the way down until you see the use promo code section, and in this menu enter my code JUBAIR and you should receive a free fractional share. So for this video, I'm going to be using my Trading 212 Invest account. However, if you wanted to, the same exact thing can be done in the stocks ISA. No problems there at all. So here is my Trading 212 Invest account. As you can see, I have many investments over here, but today we are going to be investing into the S&P 500. Now, what you're going to want to do first is hit the magnifying glass over here. As you can see, there are many stocks and shares or ETFs that you can purchase over here, but let's type into the search bar SP 500. Now, the next thing that you will realize is that there are a lot of options when it comes to S&P 500 that you can invest into as a UK based investor. I've made plenty of videos that will help you make your own choice as to what you want to invest in. Remember, this video is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to invest into a specific S&P 500 holding. And for that reason, I'm going to go in and just invest into the Invesco S&P 500, which isn't one of the top ones, just to show you that it is up to you as an individual to decide which S&P 500 holding is right for you. So what you're going to want to do is to actually buy the first lot of your S&P 500. As you can see, now as a UK based investor, you should want to buy it in pounds or pence. This one is in pence, but most are in pounds, so that you can avoid paying the foreign exchange fee on Trading 212. Every other platform will also have some sort of foreign exchange fee, so it's best to actually avoid that by investing in your local currency. Now here we can press the blue button to buy, but there is another way to do this, but let's do it this way. There are 2 ways in which you can buy on Trading 212. One is value, which is the amount that you want in pounds, or the number of shares. If, for example, you know the amount of shares you want, you can do that. But for example, the Invesco S&P 500 1 share will set me back £934. So let's not do that. Although you can even do fractional shares on Trading 212, but as you can see, even 0.1 shares in this fund is £93. But anyway, we can press this button and then change to value. On Trading 212, you can invest with as little as £1. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And then we're going to press review order and then press send by order. So right now, as I'm filming, the markets are closed. So when the market opens tomorrow, my order should be placed. Now, as you can see here, I have a pending order for the Invesco S&P 500, but we're going to have to wait for the next day for the market to open in order for this to be in our portfolio. But once it is complete, it will be in our portfolio just like all of these other companies over here. Now that's all well and good. That is how to buy the S&P 500 manually, but the purpose of this video is to show you how you can do it automatically. So you buy once and then automatically then it will be taken every interval, and we're going to go into details in a bit. So actually, if you want to make an automatic investment, what you want to do next is to press new pie button over here. And what we're going to do on Trading 212 to invest automatically is to create our own pie. Now here there are 2 options. One is a ready-made pie, which we're not going to do, and the second is build a custom pie. Let's do this so we have full control over our investments. Now, once you're into the next menu, it says build your pie here. So you can build your pie, which is picking your favorite stocks or ETFs, putting them as a slice into this pie, and it will give you a lot of control over what we can do next. Yes, you can do more than one slice, and usually a lot of people do that, but if you just want to invest into one fund, you are more than welcome to use a pie. So over here, let's press the blue button that says add instruments. And like I said before, there are 2 ways in which we can invest into the S&P 500. One is manually like we did before and then import that investment. The second is to just go over here, search for the S&P 500 as you can see here, add this to the pie and then press the next button over here. If we wanted to, we can add further funds here, but for the purpose of this video, we're just looking at the one fund. If you add more than one fund, then you can change the allocation of the holdings. Of course, you can go 50-50 with another fund, but we're going to leave it at 100% Invesco S&P 500 here and just press next. Now here the option for auto invest first comes up, and this will allow us to automatically invest into the S&P 500 in the interval that we want it to. So we're going to press next here. Now here's a nifty little projection that I would not take as financial advice because of course past performance is no indication for future performance. But as a quick fun projection, you can check how much, let's say we put in £1 as our initial deposit, and then on the 23rd of each month, or we can actually change this, we can invest daily, weekly, every 2 weeks, monthly, every 2 months, and every 6 months here. Let's do weekly here and then choose every Monday for our investment to be, put in automatically. Of course, you can change this to every 2 weeks or monthly. I think most people would prefer monthly. Now, based on these projections, which of course are not financial advice at all, you can see that in 10 years, if I deposit £50 per month, we will have a projected amount of £14,440. Again, not financial advice. And we would have only contributed £6,000 and I guess another £1 from our initial deposit. So let's go with these final figures here. Initial deposit of £1. Every single month on the first, we're going to deposit £100, and this will be for 5 years. But of course, you can delete this pie whenever. You can make changes to the pie whenever. Here's a fun projection. In 40 years, based on the past performance of this fund, we can have a projected value of £3.95 million, and we would have only contributed £48,600. But anyway, let's press next here. Now here, let's name the pie so we don't get confused with our other pies. As you can see, I've named this pie S&P 500 every month, and then we're going to press next. Now here is an overview of the pie with the auto invest feature turned on. Initial deposit will be £1. In terms of automation, it will deposit on the first of every month £100. The duration will be for 40 years. Of course, we can change that later. And our goal is 3.95 million. Not quite sure about that. But anyway, minimum investment is £1. Let's press fund pie now to get to the next section. Now, there are a few ways in which you can fund your pie so that it auto invests. The first way is by card or Google Pay. And I actually will not recommend this whatsoever. If you are on iOS, Apple Pay also works instead of Google Pay. But essentially, the first £2,000 of deposits from your card or Apple Pay or Google Pay are fee-free. And then after that, it will be 0.7% fee, which is really, really high. For every £1,000 that you deposit, that's around £70. So you definitely do not want to be paying this fee for basically no reason. The other way of funding this pie is from your free funds. So basically with this, the pie will use the free cash from your Trading 212 account balance as a source of funds. So I'm going to be choosing this here. So as you can see, our initial deposit will be £1. And then in the future, from the first of every month, they will take out £100. Now, if you want to make this further automated, what you'd want to do is set up a standing order from your bank to Trading 212 directly, so that every month before the first, ideally, you will get your funds however much you need, let's say £100 in this example, so that it is ready to be invested into the Trading 212 pie via auto invest. Now let's press confirm to these changes. So as you can see here, this is our pie S&P 500 every month. Currently £1 is trying to get invested, but of course the markets are closed, so it's not going to execute right now. If I look into my portfolio now, you can see I already have an active pie here called the S&P 500 every day, and now I have the S&P 500 every month. So I have been investing £10 into the S&P 500 every single day over the past 51 days. As you can see here, net deposits of £510. I've actually not used the auto invest feature before, but it would make it very easy for me to actually set that up. In fact, I'm going to set that up right now so I can show you how easy it is if you already have a pie with Trading 212. All you have to do is to press auto invest here and then toggle it on here. Now the schedule will be daily and then £10 deposits. The end date here you can actually change. I'm just going to leave it at 15th of October 2025. And then here add a payment method. So over here I'm going to use my free funds, which I have enough to invest £10 a day, and then press that. And then as you can see here under payment method, we can see free funds. The next deposit is due tomorrow. And then of course, if you wanted to, you can check your value projection over that time period. So anyway, let's go back to the pie that we made before, the S&P 500 every month. Now there is more than just one way of investing within this pie. Now that we have auto invest on, investing every month on the first of the month, we can also see, if we scroll down, that Trading 212 has added 2 new features that will allow investors to make it even easier to invest within their pies. Now, both of these features actually involve having the Trading 212 debit card, which can be found over here. As you can see, I currently have the Trading 212 debit card, and what this does is use your uninvested cash, as you can see over here, for purchases on pretty much anything that you would use a regular debit card for. The great thing about this card is that there are no foreign exchange fees, so you can use it as a travel card, which is absolutely great, and this is exactly what I've been using it for. So this cash here, as you can see, £1,100 is the cash that I have just as cash in my Trading 212 free funds. This is the same funds that will be used to deposit into my Trading 212 Pi, the S&P 500 every day and the S&P 500 every month. Now, the great thing about having uninvested cash on Trading 212 is that you do get also, on top of all of those benefits, interest on your uninvested cash. This is the exact same cash that I have that is being used on the card and on the free funds for the Trading 212 Pis. But also currently, as I film, I am getting 4.9% as an annual equivalent rate. Of course, the more uninvested cash you hold, the more you'll get in terms of daily interest. As you can see, a few days ago, I was receiving closer to £2 in daily interest because I held a lot more cash. But anyway, if you already have the card or are thinking about the card, these two features allow you to invest here your spare change and invest your cash back. So one thing I didn't mention about the Trading 212 card is that on every eligible purchase, you also get cash back. Typically, the cash back is 0.5% of the total purchase price, but currently for a very limited time, they are giving out 1.5% cash back on all eligible purchases. And now you can invest that cash back directly into your Trading 212 Pi. There are two ways of doing this: by going directly into your Pi or going into the card menu and then pressing invest spare change here. As you can see, you can now invest your spare change into a Trading 212 Pi, for example, the S&P 500, if you've set it up that way. So basically, you can invest while you're spending on your Trading 212 card. What you can do is you can set a multiplier to invest more into your Pi with each Trading 212 card purchase. Let's just press continue to learn more. So as you can see here, you would choose your Pi from here. So let's go into S&P 500 every month. This is the Pi that we created in this video. You can set a multiplier from 1x to 5x. On 5x, basically, here's how it works. If you spend £2.50, for example, on a snack, Trading 212 will round up the difference. So to the nearest pound, for example, the nearest pound will be £3. So 50p will be the roundup. On a ×1 multiplier, it will save 50p into that Pi. On a ×5 multiplier, it will save £2.50 into that Pi, basically allowing you to invest automatically and without thinking, growing your wealth as a function of time. You can also set a monthly limit. So of course, if you don't want to spend past a certain amount, let's say £20, you set your monthly limit, and then after that, you don't have to worry about going over £20 in terms of your spare change. Now, all you have to do is then select your multiplier and then, enable it. So I'm going to do that right now. So over here, before you actually enable it, please read through it and it will tell you in detail exactly how this feature works. And here I have enabled spare change investing. And for me, this will be in the S&P 500 because I set up my Pi like that. Now, there's another way you can invest automatically. This is via the invest cashback feature, where you can invest your cashback that you get from your Trading 212 card purchases. So with this invest your cashback feature, you can spend with your Trading 212 card. Like I said, limited time only, you get 1.5% cashback and then it's 0.5% after. So with invest the cashback, you can automatically invest the cashback that you earn from these card purchases into your Pi. So let's press continue here. Next, over here, we actually select our Pi, for example, the S&P 500 every month. Over here, you can again read the instructions and the declaration before you actually go into it and then press confirm. And just like that, I've enabled cashback investing. And this allows me to invest my cashback into the S&P 500 fund that I've made in my Trading 212 Pi. So make sure to check out some of my other videos and I'll see you in the next video.